Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the summary of the last class. We have discussed about respiration, which is an energy yielding process. Here, glucose is oxidized into energy, carbon dioxide, and water. There are two different stages in this respiration. The first one is called external respiration or breathing, and the second one is internal respiration, which is also called cellular respiration. The first step in this is external respiration, which is also called as breathing. It involves taking air inside, which is inhalation, and leaving air outside, which is exhalation. And this is a mechanical process because it happens due to the physical changes, that is changes in the structure of the lungs. Here lungs will increase their volume and they'll decrease their volume, therefore it is a mechanical process, and this step will not involve any chemical reactions or enzymes, right? So now we'll move to the next step. So the second step involves internal or cellular respiration, which is a biochemical process. It happens with the involvement of enzymes and chemical reactions. It involves oxidation of glucose into energy, carbon dioxide and water. So this is an energy yielding step. Okay. So it can be represented by the equation glucose plus oxygen. It will give rise to energy, which is in the form released in the form of ATP. Okay, along with energy you'll also get carbon dioxide and water. So this ATP is an energy rich molecule and its full form is adenosine triphosphate. Okay, once this ATP is formed, it will be either used immediately by the cell or else it will be stored for the future purpose. As internal respiration happens inside the cell, it is called as cellular respiration. So now we'll discuss about the types of respiration. So depending upon the presence or absence of oxygen, respiration can be categorized into two types. They are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. First one, aerobic respiration. It takes place in the presence of oxygen and is seen generally in the higher animals like humans and other animals. Here glucose is oxidized completely into energy, and along with energy, waste products like carbon dioxide and water are released. This process is a high energy yielding process. One glucose molecule gives you 38 ATP molecules. Next, coming to anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen in lower organisms like bacteria, fungus, etc. Here, glucose is not completely oxidized to form carbon dioxide and water. Instead, ethyl alcohol is formed in bacteria, fungus, etc. And if in case of humans, it forms lactic acid, right? And energy, regarding energy, only 2 ATP are produced from one glucose molecule. So there are different reactions for both humans and bacteria. First one you can see in bacteria, ethyl alcohol, carbon dioxide and energy are produced, whereas in case of humans, lactic acid is produced, which accumulates in muscle generally during vigorous exercise and such conditions. Later this accumulated lactic acid will be converted into glucose by the liver. Then the pain in the muscle will reduce. So this is what we discussed in our previous class. Talking about today's class, we'll talk about respiratory system in human beings, which is responsible for breathing oxygen rich air inside and sending out carbon dioxide rich air to outside. Lungs are the main important respiratory organs which are involved in this process. The path through which this happens is known as the respiratory tract. It is the path through which air travels to the lungs and then back to the atmosphere. Let's see the paths and functions of this respiratory tract in detail. Let us start with the nose. Air enters into our body through the nostrils in the nasal cavity. Nasal cavity means the space inside our nose. It is lined by mucus, which is a green, salty, sticky fluid. It contains enzymes which can kill bacteria also. And the nose is also lined by hairs which trap fine dust, dirt, and bacteria. So, thereby, they purify the air that you are breathing in. This dust and dirt, it will form boggers which we remove while cleaning our nose. The air that we breathe inside, it will be generally cool. Okay, so to match that air temperature with our body temperature, Blood vessels in our nose will warm the air. They will warm up or heat up the air. Okay, so then the air coming from outside will be its temperature will be matched with our body temperature. Now air enters the next part of the respiratory tract, which is pharynx. Pharynx is also called as throat and is divided into three different parts. We already discussed that pharynx is this violet colored common tube which is present between oral and nasal cavities. The part of pharynx behind nose is called nasopharynx. The part of pharynx behind mouth is called oropharynx, and the part of pharynx behind larynx or the voice box is called laryngopharynx. Okay, this brown colored part is the larynx, which is also called as voice box. Above the larynx, we see a flap-like structure called epiglottis, which prevents food from entering the trachea. It allows food only into the esophagus, which leads into the stomach, which we discussed in digestive system. If by mistake any food enters the trachea, it is sent out by coughing. Later, oxygen enters from the nasal cavity to pharynx, then larynx, then into the windpipe, which is also called as trachea. Windpipe is branched into two bronchi. Singular is bronchus, plural is bronchi. They are attached at carina. Okay. So now each bronchus enters into a lung. The right lung is bigger with 3 lobes, whereas left lung is smaller with 2 lobes. Right? So the lungs, right lung is generally wider. Here you can see that the trachea divided into bronchi are further divided into tiny branches called bronchioles. The trachea is supported by cartilaginous rings which are incomplete C-shaped. So they prevent a tracheal collapse because trachea is just made up of smooth muscle. Okay, so in order to support it, we need some cartilaginous rings. On the inner side of the trachea, you can see some cells which secrete green colored mucus which traps dust and dirt, thereby purifying the air. Now let's talk about the thoracic cavity, which is also called as chest cavity. In human body, cavity అనే word వస్తే it means empty space. మన thoracic or chest cavity లో ఒక empty space ఉంటుంది in order to accommodate lungs and heart. Okay, so this thoracic cavity is protected by rib cage. On the lower side you see a fibrous diaphragm. Okay, ఈ diaphragm lungs ని move చేస్తూ ఉంటుంది. Okay, next the lungs are always moist. It is covered by pleural membrane. Pleural membranes two ఉంటాయి. In between these two pleural membranes, pleural fluid అనేది flow అవుతూ ఉంటుంది. That is the reason lungs are moist all the time. అలా మాయిస్ట్గా ఉంటేనే గ్యాసెస్ ఈజీగా డిఫ్యూజ్ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, రైట్ లంగ్ is bigger. It is divided into 3 lobes. Left lung is smaller. It is divided into 2 lobes. Later we discuss lungs నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చే branches ఏమంటాం? We call them as bronchi. Okay, these bronchi are further united into the trachea or the windpipe. So the trachea is generally smooth muscle la untundi, so it must be having support. So in order to support, there are C-shaped incomplete cartilaginous rings. Okay, they prevent the trachea from collapsing, or else అది పడిపోతుంది, smooth muscle కదా. So that's why in order to support it, we have cartilaginous rings. So the air enters like this. First it enters the nostrils, then the nasal cavity, then it will enter the pharynx. అక్కడే మనకి larynx ఉంటుంది. దాని నుంచి కిందకి trachea, it comes into trachea, then into bronchi. So it then gets separated into both right and left lungs. Each bronchi is divided into several tiny tube-like structures called bronchioles. These are bronchioles, right? Every bronchiole ends in a bag-like structure called alveolus. ఇక్కడ many bag-like structures చూస్తున్నారు in the background, which are all together called alveoli. Singular or plural అన్నమాట. Each alveolar sac or alveolar bag is covered by many blood capillaries. Blood capillaries అంటే they are the tiniest blood vessels in your body. Say for example, when you are staring at your reflection in mirror, అద్దంలో మీరు మిమ్మల్ని చూసుకున్నప్పుడు ఐలో మనకి టైనీ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్ కనిపిస్తాయి రెడ్ కలర్ లైన్స్లా. దోస్ ఆర్ బ్లడ్ క్యాపిలరీస్, రైట్? So I hope everyone understood the respiratory tract flowchart. Okay, so once we'll have a quick summary by seeing the textbook. So humans will have a well-developed respiratory system which is responsible for breathing. We take in oxygen-rich air, we breathe out carbon dioxide-rich air. Okay, ఇందులో main respiratory organs are lungs. The ఈ పాత్ ఏదైతే ఉందో త్రూ విచ్ ద ఆక్సిజన్ ఇస్ ఎంటరింగ్ అండ్ హౌ కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ఇస్ గోయింగ్ బ్యాక్, ఈ పాత్ మొత్తాన్ని మనం ఏమంటాం, రెస్పిరేటరీ ట్రాక్ట్ అంటాం. సో ఇన్ ద రెస్పిరేటరీ ట్రాక్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఆర్డర్? ఫస్ట్ నోస్ విల్ బీ దేర్ విత్ 2 nostrils. Inside the nose you will have nasal cavity, then you will have the pharynx, then you'll have the larynx which is the voice box, and then you'll have trachea which is the windpipe, which is divided into 2 bronchi and which further divides into branches called bronchioles. Okay, so finally you will have bag-like structures called alveolar sacs. Many alveolar sacs together can be called as alveoli. Right, so this is regarding the respiratory tract. Here also you can see first it is nose. Air enters through the nose, then it enters the pharynx, then it will enter into the larynx which is the voice box, and then it will enter the trachea which is the windpipe. Trachea is further divided into 2 major bronchi. Okay, each branch is called bronchus. రెండిటిని కలిపి bronchi అంటాం. Then bronchi is further divided into many number of tiny branches which are called as bronchioles. Then each bronchiole ends in a alveolar sac. Okay, in each alveolar sac you will have again tiny bag like structures వీటిని మనం alveolus అంటాం. Okay, right, so alveolus are supplied with blood capillaries, right? So gaseous మొత్తం how oxygen is given to blood and how కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ఫ్రమ్ బ్లడ్ ఇస్ టేకెన్ ఇన్ టు లంగ్స్ అంటే ఆ ఎక్స్చేంజ్ అనేది ఎక్కడ జరుగుతుంది? ఇన్ దిస్ ఆల్వియోలస్, alveolar sacs లోనే జరుగుతుంది. Okay children, so this is regarding the respiratory tract. So later we also discussed about how epiglottis is used in order to cover the trachea. Whenever we are swallowing food, epiglottis covers the trachea so that food enters into the food pipe only. Say for example by mistake it is entering the windpipe, then you will get cough as a reflex and immediately that food will be sent out. So later we also discussed about the respiratory tract in detail. First we discussed about the nose. In the nose we discussed about the nasal cavity. The entire space inside is called nasal cavity. It is lined with tiny hairs. What they'll do, they'll be trapping dust particles in the inhaled air. So the air will be purified here. And again inside of the nose you will be having green colored sticky fluid which is called as mucus. Right, now the dust particles and whatever germs are there, they get stuck to this mucus. Right, so as a result boggers are formed which you will remove while cleaning. Okay, next so here also air is getting purified from dust and dirt, okay, by the hair in the nose and by the mucus in the nose. Later we are breathing air, generally whatever air we take in is cooler than our body temperature. We have our body temperature around 37 degrees. Okay, so into the body temperature మన బాడీ టెంపరేచర్కి మ్యాచ్ అవ్వడానికి the air must be little warmed up. Okay, so which will be warmed up by the blood vessels. ఓకే, ఆల్ ద టైమ్ ఎప్పుడు మనం తీసుకునే ఎయిర్ కూల్గా ఉండదు కదా మేడం, సమ్మర్ టైమ్స్లో హాట్గా ఉంటుంది కదా అంటే ఇన్ దట్ కండిషన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్ టు వార్మ్ ఇట్ అప్. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎయిర్ లోపలికి ఎంటర్ అయ్యేటప్పుడు ఆ టెంపరేచర్ మన బాడీ టెంపరేచర్తో మ్యాచ్ అయితే ఓకే, వెల్ అండ్ గుడ్. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ మ్యాచింగ్ దెన్ బ్లడ్ వెజల్స్ విల్ వార్మ్ దెమ్ అప్. దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ హ్యూమిడిఫికేషన్ ప్రాసెస్. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ తర్వాత ఫుడ్ ఎయిర్ వాట్ ఇట్ విల్ డూ, ఇట్ విల్ ఎంటర్ ద pharynx. From the nose it is inhaled into the pharynx which is the region behind the nose and mouth. ఇది nasal cavity అనుకోండి, And here you can see a roof. If you can touch it with your tongue, lift your tongue and touch above what is there, you can see a hard bone like structure which is the palate. Okay, that separates the nasal cavity from the oral cavity. ఇది మీ నోస్లోని ఓపెనింగ్ అనుకోండి like this, and think that this is the mouth opening. Okay, so here, from here food will enter, from here air will enter. Both are separated by palate. ఈ రెండిటికి ఉన్న కామన్ ప్యాసేజ్ని మనం pharynx అంటాం. Okay, so pharynx is the common passage between the oral and oral cavity. Nasal cavity కి ఉన్న కామన్ ప్యాసేజ్ని మనం pharynx అంటున్నాం. Right children? Next, so pharynx is also called as throat. So it is therefore air enters down the throat. Next, lower portion of pharynx is called larynx. Larynx ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, say for example this is larynx, you will have two vocal cords in it. ఓకే, vocal cords అంటే రెండు థ్రెడ్ లైక్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. సో లెట్ మీ షో యూ vocal cords how they will be. Yes, just a second. Yes, so vocal cords are generally vocal cords are generally cord-like structures present in the trachea. Here you can see how the vocal cords are present. See, these are the structures which two vocal cords will be there. Generally, మనం మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు whenever you're talking, okay, just keep your two fingers near your throat and talk something. You can feel some vibrations near your throat. మీ ఫింగర్స్ని ఇలా థ్రోట్ మీద పెట్టుకుని ఏదన్నా మాట్లాడి చూడండి, they'll vibrate, right? Why they're vibrating? The sound is produced because of the vibration of this vocal cords. ఎప్పుడైనా మీరు మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు ఎయిర్ పాస్ అయినప్పుడు vocal cords will vibrate and they'll produce some sound. Because of that sound only you are able to talk అన్నమాట. Okay, so in the larynx or the voice box we have two vocal cords which are folds of tissues. అందుకే చూడండి, vocal cords దెబ్బతిన్నాయి, vocal cords are damaged అన్న conditions a person cannot, they have defects in talking. Okay, so larynx is also known as the voice box and it has tissues, folds of tissues called vocal cords. They vibrate with the passage of air and then they'll produce the sound అన్నమాట. Now furtherగా larynx నుంచి కిందకు వచ్చిన తర్వాత you will have the trachea. Trachea further divides into two branches which are called bronchus. Each one is called bronchus. Both together are called as bronchi. Okay, now see, singular is bronchus, plural is bronchi. Each bronchus leads into their respective lungs, right lung and left lung. లంగ్స్ వచ్చేసి ఎలా ఉంటాయంటే, బోత్ దెర్ ఆర్ టూ లంగ్స్, పెయిర్ ఆఫ్ లంగ్స్ అంటే టూ లంగ్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి. వన్ ఇస్ ద రైట్ లంగ్, వన్ ఇస్ ద లెఫ్ట్ లంగ్. రైట్ లంగ్ ఈజ్ లిటిల్ బిట్ బిగ్గర్, లెఫ్ట్ లంగ్ ఈజ్ లిటిల్ బిట్ స్మాలర్. వై? బికాస్ అక్కడ హార్ట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి దే మస్ట్ బి ఎనఫ్ రూమ్. ఓకే, ద లెఫ్ట్ లంగ్ ఈజ్ హ్యావింగ్ ఓన్లీ టూ lobes as you already saw, right? So left lung is having only two lobes whereas the right lung is having three lobes, and both are generally very spongyగా ఉంటాయి and they'll be covered with pleural membrane. This pleural membrane will be having ప్లూరల్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ అనమాట. ఈ ప్లూరల్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఏం చేస్తుందంటే, ఇట్ కీప్స్ ద సర్ఫేస్ ఆఫ్ ద లంగ్స్ మాయిస్ట్ ఆల్ ద టైమ్ ఫర్ ఈజీ డిఫ్యూజన్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాసెస్ ఎప్పుడు మూవ్ అవ్వాలి అంటే, సీ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ డస్టర్ ఉందనుకోండి విచ్ ఇస్ అ సాలిడ్ వన్. డస్టర్లోంచి ఆక్సిజన్, కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ఇటు నుంచి వెళ్ళి అటు నుంచి వస్తాయా? నో, because it is a solid surface and it's a hard surface. Or say for example you're having an earthworm. ఎర్త్వామ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది? చాలా మాయిస్ట్గా ఉంటుంది. ఇన్ సచ్ సర్ఫేస్ ఆక్సిజన్ అండ్ కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ఏ గ్యాస్ అయినా ఈజీగా పెనట్రేట్ అయ్యి డిఫ్యూజ్ అవుతుంది. అండర్స్టూడ్? సో మాయిస్ట్నెస్ ఈస్ కంపల్సరీ ఫర్ డిఫ్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ గ్యాసెస్. దట్స్ వై అవర్ లంగ్స్ మస్ట్ బి ఆల్వేస్ మాయిస్ట్ అనమాట. రైట్? and the lungs are protected by bony rib cage. Rib cage ki down lo manam chusam, we saw a fibrous tissue muscular sheet laga oka sheet chusam, which is diaphragm, which is very very important in respiration. ఫస్ట్లో మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం బ్రీతింగ్లో ఇన్హలేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఎక్స్హలేషన్ ఉంటుంది. వితౌట్ డయాఫ్రమ్ ఇన్హలేషన్ అండ్ ఎక్స్హలేషన్ విల్ నాట్ హ్యాపెన్. సో the next video I'll show you what is the importance of diaphragm. Okay, so diaphragm is very important for our breathing. The contraction and relaxation of diaphragm only plays a very important role in breathing, which we'll discuss in the next video. Next, coming to ending of the bronchioles, a bronchi ila divide it further divided into many number of bronchioles like this, right? Each bronchiole, what happens, each bronchiole will have alveolar sacs ante bag like structures ni manam alveolar sac antam. Here you can see clearly. In each alveolar sac, you have further small tiny ball like structures which are called as alveoli. Okay, one alveolar sac will contain many alveoli anamata. Okay, it has a group of alveoli, one alveolar sac. Okokka, see, this is alveolar sac. In this one wall like structure is called alveolus. వీటన్నిటిని కలిపి alveoli అంటాం. They are richly supplied with blood capillaries like this. Okay, blood capillaries are the tiniest blood vessels in your body. రైట్ చిల్డ్రన్, ఇలాంటి ఆల్వియోలై ఎన్ని ఉంటాయి మేడం మొత్తం ఒక లంగ్లో? హౌ మెనీ ఆల్వియోలై విల్ బి దేర్ అంటే దేర్ ఆర్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ మిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్వియోలై. అంటే మిలియన్ ఇస్ 10 lakhs, రైట్? సో ఆల్వియోలై, మిలియన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్వియోలై విల్ బి దేర్ ఇన్ వన్ లంగ్. ఓకే, just imagine how much oxygen we are taking, how much exchange is happening inside our body. సో టోటల్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా మొత్తం ఆల్వియోలై అన్నిటినీ మనం కట్ చేసి ఓపెన్ చేసి ఆ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా మొత్తం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఇట్ విల్ బి ఆల్మోస్ట్ 80 square meters. ఒక టెన్నిస్ కోర్ట్ ఎంత ఏరియాలో ఉంటుందో దాట్ మచ్ ఏరియా ఇట్ విల్ బి కవరింగ్. అంత రౌండెడ్ అయిపోయి అంత స్మాల్గా అవి దే విల్ బి ఫార్మింగ్ లైక్ స్మాల్ బ్యాగ్ లైక్ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ ఇన్ విచ్ gaseous exchange happens. How this gaseous exchange happens, how oxygen is taken into the blood, how carbon dioxide is given back to the lungs, this all we'll be discussing in the next video. So till now what we discussed, children, we discussed about different, yes, I hope everyone understood the chapter nicely. Till now we discussed about what is respiration, what is the process, how many stages are there. 2 stages we discussed about breathing and cellular respiration. Later we discussed అన్ని organismsలో respiration ఒకలానే ఉంటుంది, it will be different. So we discussed about types of respiration. In that we discussed about aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Later we discussed how exactly this process happens in humans. ఓకే, ఏ పాత్లో ఏ వేలో ఎయిర్ అనేది లంగ్స్ వరకు ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది అండ్ హౌ ఇట్ విల్ కమ్ బ్యాక్, రైట్? సో దిస్ పాత్ ఆర్ ద రెస్పిరేటరీ ట్రాక్ట్, ఇవేనే మనం రెస్పిరేటరీ ట్రాక్ట్ అంటాం. సో వీ డిస్కస్ ద పార్ట్స్ ఆఫ్ ద రెస్పిరేటరీ ట్రాక్ట్ అండ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దేర్ రోల్ ఇన్ respiration, right? So in next video what we'll be discussing how exactly this process happens, how the gaseous exchange happens. Okay, right. So I hope everyone understood the chapter. Please maintain running notes. Now following this I'll also post a video, I'll also post the link of how to draw respiratory system in your notes. Okay, so please draw that respiratory system diagram, and by watching this video also mention the make a nice notes and use it for your study. If you have any doubts, please mention it in the comment section. I will solve it immediately. Right children, thank you.